That's all right. Yeah. Okay. So, are we streaming? We're streaming. Okay. So, where's the games? Here it is. Okay. So, and by the way, so I'll give a quick spiel on the matchup. This matchup is probably, it's probably, it's close to even probably. It might be slightly Wolf favor. Usually Wolf does kind of body the heavies, but like Bowser is pretty good at ledge trapping, which makes him better. Wolf is usually really good at just like comboing heavies and then just also like oppressing them at ledge as well. But this one's a little bit more volatile, so it might be closer to even. But it's not a bad matchup for Wolf. Um, so so we'll so okay. So I'm jumping in with Flame Breath. You jump over it. Great. Yeah, and then you should be able to follow up off this. Yep, another one. Great. Yep, great. Grab. Yeah, that's optimal. You're doing good on that. That's all good. You tried to 2-frame if I upbeat early. That was all good. Okay, you went for really okay.
That was
I
aggressive, right?
Yeah, that was super greedy. Um yeah, not only is it not gonna kill, but it doesn't even reach. Like you're not even space for it. Like it's not gonna kill, you're not space for it, and it gets you punished. So that's a bad risk reward. That's just like greedy. Yeah, good. I I think you probably missed your dash there. I think you're maybe trying to do like a dash attack. That's fine. So far, like you're playing fine so far. Other than the down smash. You whiffed your grab here.
Yeah.
So you know, just gotta watch out for the spacing, but it happens. That was a pretty bad laser.
Yeah, I know.
Made you go off stage. Yeah. Okay. So right there, the get up, the jump was actually fine, but you basically needed to react. You needed to toss out.
Too fast. I should have waited.
Sometimes you can wait. I think that one was fine because of the spacing. But you basically just empty jumped, and I met you in the air, and you didn't contest me with anything. So you needed to contest me with either a forward air or neutral air. Yeah. Um. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. It's a little slow, but like that's fine. This is still fine. And then okay, so
Am I just not reacting to your
no. Right here, this was just bad option select by you. So okay, so here, so like this is fine. You're spacing outside of my like you're landing with a hitbox, which is fine honestly, and then you're spaced outside of my up smash. That's fine. Now this you were a little bit slow. Like you could have 100% punished this up smash. Like you could have like grabbed me, but you shielded. You probably just aren't super comfortable with that timing, and that's fine. You just need to get used to that.
if I'm ever like on the ledge, I usually just pinch.
Yeah. So you just need to get comfortable with that. But yeah, so you go into shield, which is not, like you should have punished me, but it's fine. You're like this still isn't like a bad situation. Now you almost like you were a little slow there. You almost grabbed me, but we ended up clanking. Again, this is not the end of the world. It's fine. Now you shield, which is fine. You shielded my jab. This is a bad option right now. So right here. Here's the thing. It takes 11 frames for you to drop shield. So if you just drop shield on the ground. Whereas if you jump from shield, it's only 3 frames. So at this spacing, there's not much reason for you to drop shield on the ground as opposed to doing a jump. If you do a jump, it's going to be super easy to punish me. You can just forward air or neutral air me. Because again, like you're saving 8 frames, right? But you just drop shield normally. And now here's an issue. Okay, if you're going to drop shield normally, you need to do like a forward tilt. Because you are in range to do a forward tilt, and that's going to be like your fastest option that can reach. But instead, you go for another like run up grab. that's too slow. Like you don't have the frames to dash and do a grab. Like that's gonna again like your forward tilt is like what frame like 7 or something. Whereas like dash up grab is gonna be the dash frames plus the dash grab frames. That's gonna be like 15 frames or something, man. Like that's super slow. So basically, this like if you combine the shield drop, which is 11 frames, plus like the dash grab you're going for, which is like 14 frames or however long it is, that's like 25 frames, 27 frames. Like that's like half a second, right? Whereas instead you could have done jump, which is 3 frames, plus neutral layer, which is like 4 frames. Frame 7, plus however many frames it takes you to like get out of shield.
Drop shield at that range after I shield
Jump. Jump at this range. Because jumping is 3 frames. Like now here's the thing.
I can out smash that shit.
You can it might not reach. It might not scoop at that range. Maybe because of my hurt box. Like so like a lot of characters when they use a hitbox, like so in this case like my jab, they also extend a hurt box. So it's possible, but I wouldn't count on it. You know what I mean? Like it's so much safer for you to go for a neutral air. Not only is it safer for you to go for a neutral air or a forward air, but you also combo better off it. Like if you go even if you hit me with an up smash, like big whoop, like again, I'm not gonna die. It's not even gonna be that good of a position for you. It's gonna be better for you to combo me, and you're gonna be able to do that more easily off a neutral air or forward air. Cool. Now there are reasons to go for a shield drop as opposed to a jump. Now, reason number 1 would be shield parrying. Obviously, like if you get a parry, then you get an extra 3 frames, and sometimes you can get like a smash attack off it, right? So that's a good reason to go for a shield drop instead of a jump. Another reason could be if the move that I'm doing like doesn't really have end lag and you're expecting me to anti-air you, then maybe that's another reason to do a shield drop is instead of a jump. Because obviously if you jump and I anti-air you, then but here's the thing, like my jab is like pretty minus on shield. So in this case it was like pretty clear that you could have done a jump from shield. So like here. So if I jab is minus 9 on shield, okay? Now Wolf smash ultimate frame data. Your neutral air frame 7 forward air neutral air frame 7. So that's going to be plus jump squat is going to be 10 frames. So actually I guess it's technically not a true punish. Yeah, it's technically not a true punish. It's like 1 frame off, unless you got a shield parry. If you get a shield parry, then it is a true punish. But it's still gonna be better frame data wise to go for it. Also, you can space, like you can space your forward air or your neutral air on my shield to make it safe. Because usually like Bowser, I want to up you out of shield. But if you do like a spaced forward air, like I can't safely up B you. That's gonna be right. Well, the thing about it, so like Bowser up B is frame 6, right? So here's the thing. Look at this. So like, look at this. Frame 6, frame 4, frame 5. It's minus. So that means that if you get a spaced neutral air or forward air, spaced, it's gonna be safe because not like yes, it might be like let's say minus 6, but then you have to take into account the number of frames that it takes for Bowser to move towards you with up B. So it's going to become a mix-up game at that point because then you could shield, and if you shield Bowser up B, then you can punish him out of shield. So yeah. Anyway, it's my point is a lot of this is about frame data. Like you got to think about what option you're choosing in terms of like how fast it is, and is this going to be easy for your opponent to react to? Do you have the frames for it to be like a true punish versus, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, yeah. So again, point being, the drop shield grab, super slow. So usually you want to go for like, in that situation, you usually want to go for like a jump aerial. Okay. So you end up getting stuffed out by another jab. This is fine. That's a pretty good angle. That's gonna okay. So right there, that's a panic air dodge. This was actually like you were doing fine up until there. Yeah, like this is actually the angle you want to catch. And look, Bowser Breath at ledge is broken. Like it's broken against everyone, like not just Wolf. Like this is gonna happen. You're gonna get hit, and you're gonna take some free percent, and it's fine. Like it's literally fine. You just W again, yeah. And then because you panicked with the air dodge, then you died. Yeah, I think you were trying to do a back air maybe, which is fine. It is. Okay, so you kind of got caught there. You can. You need to.
Kind of like the hit.
Yeah, and you need to do it like back. Yeah. Um. Again, so. I mean, look. Sometimes it's easier said than done. Like not to get hit by Bowser Breath. But basically, the issue here was you lasered, and you see me approach. Like you definitely want to get the heck out of there. The problem is you kind of dash danced in. Like you dash danced out then in. So you got caught here. So you definitely like in this matchup and in most matchups as Wolf, you need to be using your mobility. Like that's one of your key strengths. And the problem here is again like here's the thing, like big characters like Bowser, if you box with them, they're happy. They're like yes, like let's trade. You know what I mean? Like that's awesome. And again, Bowser has pretty good range. So really you need to be using mobility and combos in order to like get the advantage. So the issue here is you did this laser at mid range. It's fine. It's fine. Now it didn't hit, but you just have to be more careful and be like, okay, laser didn't hit. Bowser's approaching me. I need to get out of the way.
Or just
Shield or run away. Yeah. Yeah. So okay. You kind of got, yeah, you got caught here. You kind of did it. You kind of jumped a little late. Yeah, you needed to like jump like about here, about here. Because you're, so again, like, let's see, Bowser's aerials. Yeah, so look at this. Bowser has bigger hitboxes, but they're slower, right? Frame 11 forward air is going to be really what I'm going to be looking to like stuff you out there with at that range. Your forward air is frame 7. Your neutral air is frame 7. So basically, you need to. He has the range. You have the frame data. So you basically need to, like, you're familiar with like undershooting versus overshooting. So okay, so undershooting is essentially doing like a fading aerial, like you're like a retreating aerial, and because you're expecting someone to. Well, I mean everyone has one. I mean everyone has one. Like you can just like it's just you're using your movement. Like if you if you undershoot, you can like let's say you jump in place and you nair, or you jump and you nair it like as you're going backwards. So that's like kind of like undershooting. Overshooting can be like you're going like full momentum forward and doing like a neutral air or forward air, and to the point where like with like an overshoot, you can do a neutral air, and like let's say Bowser shields, you're gonna have enough forward momentum that you're gonna land like behind Bowser, like, and you're not gonna be in range for him to like punish you out of shield, unless maybe he gets like shield parry. That's pretty much the only way he could punish. So overshooting is just like basically like full momentum, like going past someone. Undershooting is like the opposite. Yeah. So yeah, exactly. So that's gonna be a lot of the mix-ups in this game in terms of like option select, right? Like what you do in terms of neutrals. Like, are you overshooting your aerials? Or are you undershooting your aerials? How are you using your movement, right? So anyway, point is here, right here, you need to sort of you need to use your better frame data. So right here, if you do like a full like sort of like overshooting aerial, you're gonna win against basically everything. I think the only thing you would not, or like you're either gonna win or you're gonna like go back to neutral against basically everything. I think the only thing that you would like lose against would be, I guess, two things. One is maybe if I did a retreating forward air. But if I do a retreating forward air, you should be able to like react. The only other thing would be if I do like an up tilt to like anti-air you. But anyway, that's like the mix-up game, right? So yeah, yeah. So basically, right here, what happened was you just jumped late, and my aerial came out faster, even though my aerial is slower than your aerials, right? So that just means like you kind of used your option select a little bit late, right? Um, the other thing too to think about is like in matchups is like what are your tools versus their tools. So like if you stay on the ground, what are you gonna do? I mean, you can't laser at that range. You could do like an F tilt maybe. You could go for a grab. The problem with a grab is like, if we're both running at each other, like that's gonna be grab is like inherently risky and it's like gonna be hard to land. So grabbing isn't really super great. So usually you want to probably be using an aerial. Yeah, either an aerial or like an F tilt really. So in that again, it's like the jump was fine. You just did it a little bit late, and then the aerial came out late. So, yeah. So you just did that in place. I grabbed that. Though, by the way, I'm pretty sure. So, right here, I think you could jab. I think you didn't. You just didn't do anything. So yeah, like I'm pretty sure you could have jabbed out of this. You just didn't do any input, so you got caught. Yeah. So that's just. I mean, that's a
Just me saying fire below.
yeah.
Just trying to go up top.
Yeah, that's gonna be a hard situation. Now, here's the thing: if you're here and you're gonna up be here, diagonal up. That because Bowser can angle his breath, but only to like a certain distance, and it takes some time to angle it. So like, if you do diagonal up, you're gonna be able to go past me. So this was like 100% like a situation you could like react to, but you went straight towards me, so I angled it, and then I can stuff it out. And then another panic air dodge. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Sure. So this is another one where, see, you're like dash dancing in and out, but you're going into my threat zone. So, you start running away, and I catch you right here again. Like you could stuff me out. You could stuff me out with like a jab or an F tilt. Cause yeah, cause I'm doing a dash towards you, and like Bowser's not gonna have anything like faster than your options. Like your F tilt, your jab's gonna be faster than anything Bowser can do. But I chase you down. You can't land on Bowser.
Yeah.
So Bowser's up smash is invincible.
Yeah. Um,
It
just had like
he has super armor, but like his up smash in particular is invincible. Like it's literally invincible. So you just can't land on top of it. And by the way, you should be able to kind of like, yeah, exactly.
once I
Air
see that,
air dodge past air dodge, yeah. Pretty high aerial, but it works. So the thing about aerials is the closer you do them to the ground, the safer they are, because the higher up you do them, if someone shields, it's like it's gonna be however many minus frames it is, but then you have to include all of the minus frames it takes you to land. So the higher it is on shield, the less safe it's gonna be, because it's like this says let's say -5, but then it's like -5 plus another 5 frames for you to land. So it's actually gonna be like -10. Does that make sense? So that was a high aerial, which was not optimal, but it worked out.
it should have worked.
But it did work. So there's that. And we take those. Okay. Okay. Um. Again.
If it's shielded,
You-
you're going for an shield, or just should.
Yeah. And here's the thing. So again, like you shielded, and like okay, you're in this situation now. It's fine. You shielded. You're in this situation. Now here's the question. Again, and this is the same thing that we talked about earlier. If you shield drop, it's gonna be 11 frames. Like you're not gonna, you know what I mean? Like this is just like not a good situation that you're putting yourself in. Like if you just shield drop, it's like 11 frames and there's nothing you're gonna be able to do out of this, because the only thing that's gonna reach at this distance is your F tilt actually. Like your jab's not even gonna reach. Where's F tilt? Frame 8 F tilt. So that's gonna be like 20 frames basically. Whereas again, if you do it like a jump plus like a forward air, that's only 10 frames. So like you're like this is actually, yeah, this is like twice as many frames, because again, so you're doing the shield drop, it's 11 frames, and then I catch your shield drop actually. Fine. Yep. Good. Ooh, barely missed that. Yeah, that's fine though. Right here, you should. Yeah, you could have done that. And also though, at this point, you could have reacted, and you could have just upbeat up here, and again, like gone above. Well, yeah, if you did it maybe up here. Otherwise, if you do it here, you're gonna have to go like straight, because otherwise you're gonna get caught by the fire if you do down diagonal. But yeah, that's fine though. Panic. That's kind of panicky, cause
I didn't have a jump, so I was kind of just like.
yeah, yeah, but usually this is like, if I had canceled this just a little bit earlier,
You could have probably.
I could have probably killed you. Yeah. So it's just a little bit of a panic option, I feel like, because you could have instead, like my Bowser breath is, like it gets slower. It gets lower as time goes on, so you could have upbeat at this point and caught ledge, honestly. Yeah. Yeah, and again, you're just kind of getting stuck in shield is the problem. And then look, and it was another shield drop. So I think the issue that you're having is you're shielding too much and you're shield dropping too much. When instead of shield dropping in place, you need to be jumping, either jumping towards me, jumping away from me, or you need to be rolling. So shield dropping in place is usually not a great option. It's an okay mix up. It depends on your options, but like in these scenarios, you're doing shield drop in place and it's not giving you any benefit. Okay, so that's something you need to watch out for. Shield drop in place. Don't do it. Again, do jump away, do roll away, roll forward, jump toward. Don't do shield drop in place. Cool?
Just do a different option. Shield drop. Gotcha.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, so 10 minutes? Okay.
I'm just gonna like get on real quick.
Sure.
Pick, like,
Yeah.
just like pick one player. Then like I wait.
You're good, bro. Yeah, you're good. Okay. So we're starting out the match. You drop. I feel like
Should I not be dropping? Should I just blast her?
no. You can blaster after dropping. I would say though, I would have blastered earlier. So here's the thing, like right here. I like if you're gonna drop, just blaster right here. Here's the thing. Blaster's a very good projectile. It's very annoying, but it obviously there is a range at which it is safe, and there is a range at which it is not safe, right? So, and usually you want to be, the way that you win this game usually is the more stuff that you can do that is safe against your opponent and they can't do anything against. Like the more you play solitaire, right, the better it is for you, right?
I'm able to. If you're really not.
Yeah, what I'm saying is when you're able to, you should. When and you're not always able to. It's understanding when you're able to. So it's a matter of distance, right? So in this case, yes, this is a safe distance for you to blaster. Now, what I'm saying is once we run up, this is no longer a safe distance for you to blaster. So it becomes a much riskier option. It's still not like the worst option, but what I'm saying is
I should have.
you could have done it at a safer distance in which it is a better option. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I got you. Just drop down. I should even blast her.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay, so you do it. Yeah, so you get caught because that's the issue. It's you did it at a range where it was a lot less safe. Okay. That's fine. That's cool. You go into shield here when you don't need to go into shield. I couldn't. Yeah, I couldn't have angled it. You could have probably done like a runoff, like neutral air, or something like that. Okay, so this is a little bit panicky. So here's the thing.
I saw your shit. Like, he's probably just
Yeah. So
my friend Cameron, he mains Bowser.
No,
It's just
100%. So no, but let's talk about how you're getting in this position in the first place.
dropping down right.
Exactly. There you go. You should not be dropping on top of Bowser's shield. Yeah, exactly. There's a ton of different things you can do. You can cross up, you can go to top platform, you can drop down. There's a ton of things you can do. But yeah, you do not want to be landing on top of my shield. Exactly. So it's like, yes, the directional air dodge is like, well, I guess it's Dwarf. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, he does. Yeah. And again, it's like, sure, but like the problem is this is still a bad situation for you, and you're putting yourself in that situation. Like there's, you know what I mean? Like, so, and I catch you. So again, but that was 100% because you put yourself in that situation. Okay, good shield. Now, yeah, so yeah, and that's gonna be tricky. It is tricky with Wolf to like space safely on Bowser's shield. This is a much better option against a lot of other characters because you know they don't have like a really good up B out of shield to catch that. So I actually don't even mind the option. It's just the problem is against Bowser specifically, you really need to like with yeah, you need to space it really well, and this is slightly misspaced. Okay, yeah, I mean you missed the tech and then you rolled, so again, like that's just gonna happen. Yeah, that's fine. That one's fine because I'm gonna beat enough end lag. Yep. This is just a Bowser thing. He can just again like right here. Honestly, you should yeah. I command grab you. You should just be jumping away because again you need to you need positioning, right? When the problem here is so okay. So again, this recovery is fine. Now the problem is this is not a good position for you. You do not want to be directly above Bowser.
Just jumped up immediately.
Yes, I could have 100%. Now my point is this is not a good position for you. You don't want to be directly above Bowser. So honestly, now you could do a runoff. Though if you do a runoff, I could maybe chase you. So honestly, what you want to do probably is you want to jump to top plat. You want to jump away to top plat, and then you can do that to reposition to regain stage control, right? The problem is you shield here when I'm not threatening you with anything. I can't do anything. So you need to recognize when I can threaten you and when I can't. And then even here, you can still jump away. You can still, but you just sit and shield, and then I catch you. Yes. Yeah. So
I didn't go low enough. Yeah, I got you.
exactly. And by the way, it's gonna be usually it's gonna be safer. Yeah, it's gonna be safer if you do the up B than the side B. You can still do the side B, but I'm just saying usually if you can reach with up B, which you could have in this case, it's usually safer. And two is even if you do the side B, you just need to you need to work on the spacing. Like you want to space so that your side B ends like around here. That way you magnet hands to the ledge, and it's gonna be super hard for you to get two framed. So you need to work on the spacing to like so you end about here, you magnet hands. Because if you obviously you can end right here. Like if you end right here
I know I should be upbeat for the stage. Sometimes I just end up.
to the ledge, right?
Oh,
Not
yeah, I'm sorry.
yeah yeah yeah. But yeah, but either way, what you want to do is whether you're doing side B or up B, you want to like space it like as much as you can. And what I mean by that is, look, if you up B or side B and you end up right here, this is easier to two frame than if you up B or side B and you end up right here. Does that make sense? Because you're still gonna magnet hands either way, but it's gonna be easier range wise for people to hit you if you end up like right here or above, right? As opposed to like if you end up right here below. Does that make sense? Okay. So yeah, so that's just a spacing thing. And again, you did it too early, too high. That's just easy to hit. Good. Fine. Good. Yeah, you could have double jumped there, but still, the idea is there, so that's good. And this is how you're supposed to be playing neutral. Like you basically just yeah, and just like using your movement, right? Like right there, you were never at any risk in the options you were choosing, and that's good, right? Like you're threatening me, and I'm not threatening you, so that's how you should be playing. That's really good. Okay, this is undershooting. That's good. And now you can punish. So that was basically an undershoot, so that you did, and that's really good. So you're whiff punishing this. That's great. Great. Good. Great. Catching the landing. Yeah. So that's another situation where I grab ledge. So let's talk about like ledge trapping. So um, here's the thing.
Shield.
Yes. Shielding is really good. Shielding is really, really strong for ledge trapping. Um, basically, okay, Bowser,
I know get up attack is like
super laggy, super laggy. If you shield it, that's like a free smash attack. Um, so here's the thing, like the only good mix-up that Bowser has is like drop down, double jump, side B. That's the only good mix-up he has, and that is the only thing that like will beat shield. But that's a very, very risky mix-up that he does. Because if you literally like F tilt that, like if you see that he's like doing a drop down and you F tilt that, he's dead. You know what I mean? Like, so it is a mix-up, but usually if you shield, it's gonna cover almost everything. Because if you and also your spacing's a little bit. Here's the thing. You usually don't want to be at this spacing unless you're trying to like.
you want to be a little bit further.
Yeah, because here's the thing. So there's basically two things to cover.
Because if you roll like from
Exactly. So now here's the thing. There is a good thing about being at the spacing, which is once. So obviously, ledge hang invulnerability. So whenever someone grabs ledge, they are invincible for a certain amount of frames. The higher percent they are, the less frames they get invincibility for. And obviously if you do a regrab, you don't get invincibility. Now here's the thing. If you're at this spacing, obviously you can catch my ledge hang. So you can do like a down tilt. So that's the good thing. Now granted, I'm not super high percent, so I'm gonna have a decent amount of ledge invincibility. So I'm gonna be more easily able to mix you up with like a roll. And that's gonna be, or so because like this is gonna make it awkward for you between covering like get up attack versus roll. You know what I'm saying? So if you hang back a little bit more, yeah.
What I need to be doing is I need to be shielding
Yes.
further back.
Yes.
Cover the roll.
Yes.
Have the right edge, jump
Yes.
over there
Yes.
first.
Yes. And then even if I do a neutral get up, down tilt. Exactly. And even if I do a neutral getup and you're too far away to cover the neutral getup, I'm still in the corner and you still have stage control. And obviously you can that's also just like mix up timings and everything. You can also cover getup. Like also if you shield here and I do a neutral getup, you can also just it's free to do a shield grab. If I do neutral getup, you can shield grab it every time for free. Because like there's a large window. So like the way neutral getup works is like there's a whole like reactable window of like how many frames it takes to do a neutral getup, and then once someone is like on like once someone gets up, they are vulnerable for 2 frames, and then what are they gonna do? Like what option are they gonna do? I mean, Bowser's fastest option is jab, which is frame 7, right? And like your grab is frame 6. So like and again, there's like they are more unactionable for more frames and the vulnerability frames. So like if you shield and they do a neutral getup, you can 100% of the time react and do a grab. So yeah, so if you're here, you're basically you shield, you're covering neutral getup, And you can also cover jump. The only thing that this doesn't cover is roll. This covers everything except roll basically. And now here, this covers everything except neutral getup, but you're still maintaining stage control. So both are good. Both are good. But you guys usually want to be shielding unless you're trying to. Yes. Okay. Okay. So this is fine. So again, so right here, issue was look at this. Super high aerial on my shield. Super high aerial. So that's
then it was laggy when I landed.
yeah. Yeah, and not space, right?
What? How about we get front?
Look and look at that. That was a super panicky air dodge. I didn't punish it,
Air
but
dash toward the ground?
yeah, yeah, super panic. Look at this.
I feel.
Yes, you see that? You see that? This is a directional air dodge down towards the ground. That you're gonna be in like over a second of end lag right there. Okay. You went for a grab, but again, it's like a grab in neutral is pretty risky. Uh, this was your yeah. Look at that. That was another like pretty risky air dodge. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Misspaced that, but not too bad. Okay, good drift. Good. That was good. Good laser. Ooh, again, you know what? That was almost really good. Like this. Yeah, but you almost the spacing is so close to being safe. You miss it by like pixels, bro. If you had like done just a little bit less drift in, that this would have been safe on shield. Okay, fine. Good. Very risky, but it was fine. That was all fine. That's all fine. Good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, go ahead. No, no, go ahead. Go ahead. Hmm.
So it's like with my work. Yeah, now I'm actually slowing down and watching something.
Hmm.
Got work to do.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, and look, for sure, we all do. And look, at the end of the day, this is like
Did you watch Summit? Mars kept screwing up.
cola.
I did see that one, but I was watching Cola. Who did he get like? It was tweaked that he just got destroyed by.
Hmm.
Maybe it was just. He making like.
And Diddy Kong's good, bro. Yeah, no. Hey, you're good, bro. Look, yeah, I just want to mention like, at the end of the day, like this is how I view this is I am just giving you information that at the end of the day you're gonna use, right? Like this is all for your benefit. This is all for you to like have tools. Oh, you're good. We good? Okay. Yeah. So look, at the end of the day, this is all for you, like for you to think about. It's all for you to like, you know, it's tools in your arsenal. At the end of the day, you're the one that has to like implement them. You're the one that has to like think about, you know, and change. Yeah.
Do you suggest that I start playing?
You can. I mean, you don't have to. Like, here's the
I
thing.
don't like.
I don't like it
I
either.
get the characters that I play,
Yeah. Wi-Fi.
just prove that I can't.
Here's the thing. Like, it's some practice is better than no practice. But if you can get in-person practice, that's even better. Because the problem with Wi-Fi is the game is distorted. Because like it's not the same game because like reaction times and like lag, like they just
18 frames.
it sometimes it's worse. Yeah, it's like so it's just like it's not the same game. You know what I mean? So like look, if that's the only way you can play, then it's better than nothing. But you can also develop bad habits.
I just don't have any practice friends that are like that. Or
Wh-
that want to play as much as
Why don't you Hey bro, are you part of the Austin Facebook and Discords?
yeah, I'm on the Facebook.
Bro,
I'm on y'all's
People will play with you. People will play with you if you ask them. 100%. Like they're down to play. Yes. Yes, like you will find someone like every day that's down to play. So just ask. And if yeah. And if you want me to hook you up with some people, like I'll yeah, most people are North Austin. Yeah, bro. So 100%. Okay. Yeah, yeah. And obviously bad bad grab range. It's fine. You did
I didn't even
yeah,
play
yeah.
it. I don't
You fast fell that. Like it didn't come out because it auto canceled. It would have been good if you know, if you'd gotten it out. I this worked out.
have to stop doing that though.
What? No, it's working out. My concern is this right here. This is my concern. You're jumping very early. And the scary part about jumping so early is if oh, you're good. Yeah, yeah. If you jump so early, it means that if you get hit,
You know that
you're gonna die. So usually, most times, it's better to save your jump and then react to what your opponent's gonna do, and then use your recovery based on that. Now look, this worked out fine because I committed to Bowser Breath. But like, let's say if I didn't commit to Bowser Breath, I could have like jumped towards you and like fared you. And again, if I hit you once, you're dead. So that's the scary part. If I hit you but you still have your jump, you're not dead. Does that make sense?
well, if you hit me once at 18%, I'd probably be able to air dodge it, then we'll flash it up.
Depends on the angle you get sent out. It's and even then, by the way, like air dodging is kind of a death sentence against good players. If you're like, unless you're like super far. So
Bowser can go down.
yeah, yeah. So again, it's fine. It's just like I would encourage you to save your jump and react more. But once you're here, this is a fine wolf flash. Like this is fine. Good. Now again, how are you gonna? Okay, you're good. This was good. You're using your movement to regain stage control. That was good. Good F tilt.
Very
Pretty.
high down.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
that was extremely greedy.
And again, by the way, right here, look at this.
Extremely
Right here. Oh, sure, sure, sure. Yeah. Now right here, look at this. Look at this. This I think is panic. Look, I am at roll range.
I should have just normal got up or
N-
jumped.
Exactly. But like
Actually, probably not jumped.
jump would have been fine too, because you can wave land onto the platform.
I should have jumped right there because you dragged breath.
Yeah, you could have jumped, or normal get up is fine too. Like honestly, both of those would have been fine. But yeah, you like this whole game, I think you pretty much rolled every time from ledge. So that's just like a big punish. Because like I was reading at that point, right?
Yeah.
Again, you're look at this. Look at this. You're jumping directly above me. You're putting yourself directly above me. If and again, it's like if you're gonna do that, you need to like go past. So we could have like air dodged towards the top plat. You could have double jumped, but you're just putting yourself directly above me. And, like you can't do anything. You like right here. There's nothing you can do. That's the problem. Again, this works out, but I would say be very careful with this because this is very punishable.
Just go to the left.
Um, it's not about. It's not like it's like a. It's not like it's a math formula of like okay go to the ledge every time. There are mix-ups, but what I would say is just be very careful because here's the problem with this. This is laggy. It's very early. You're doing it very high up. That's why like the mix-up in itself isn't bad. The way in which you're doing it makes it a lot riskier than it otherwise would be. Does that make sense? You're doing it super high up. You need to do it more as a reaction to
Where?
exactly. Now the problem is,
When I play Smash, I'm supposed to be watching your character.
of course, yeah. So
Rather than just watching like both characters.
for
Just focus on.
for sure. I mean, you need to intuitively know where your character is, and
Yeah.
yeah. So again, this works out fine, but again, it's just kind of scary that you did it. You know what I mean? But it's fine. I'm just trying to. It's again, at the end of the day, this is about getting you to think about your play and how you want to do things. I'm just telling you, the higher you do something, the more reactable it is. So that's why I'm telling you, it's it's not like an option you should never do. It's just like be very careful about how often you do it. That was actually pretty good, and then you got great whiff punish, great. Mm, cool. Yeah, that was good. Solid. Almost. It was a good idea though. Ooh, and look at you see that? Very high air dodge. Very high air dodge. Again, you don't even need you don't even go to the ledge. You could just exactly. Like look at this. Look at this. Right here. You have many mix-ups. You could have gone to the platform. You could have gone right here. You could have maybe even like thrown out an aerial, right? You could have empty landed, right? Like you had a ton of mix-ups, but what I'm telling you is directional air dodges. Like there's some moves in this game that are much laggier than others. The laggier something is, the more reactable it is, the easier it is to punish, right? Directional air dodge is one of the laggiest options you can choose defensively. And it's not a bad one, but you need to understand how you're using it. Directional air dodging towards someone should get you killed pretty much every time. Does that make sense? Okay. Okay, so last game. Okay. This is fine. You're still doing fine. You're going to shield. You usually don't want to do that.
You Dragon Breath though, right?
Yes, and it's gonna work out fine, but let me explain. So here's the thing. So you blaster. Now look, Bowser is very fast on the ground. He's not nearly as fast in the air. I already committed double jump. That means that there is only so far that I can go, either direction, right? I can, as far as I can go, like forward is going to be about here. As far as I can go backwards is going to be about here. Okay? That means that
Should I just not shield it and more like
use movement.
aerial
Aerial or empty movement, yes.
side platform?
Yeah, so let's talk about your options. So again, I don't have double jump. You don't have a platform. Okay. So when Bowser is landing, let's think about his landing options. He has neutral air, he has down air, he has down B. That's pretty much it, right? In forward air, it's some depending on some ranges. So here's the thing. Usually you can protect yourself with platforms against Bowser because he cannot drop through a platform and do any of those options. I guess the last option he has is side B, but again, like that's pretty, like he has to be horizontal to you, like he can't be above you, right? So now the way Kalos is spaced, obviously you can't really protect yourself with any platforms. That's just Kalos, okay? So that means that you probably don't want to be directly under him unless you are in your, like he's in your burst range. What I mean by burst range is he is close enough to you that you can use an attack and it is unreactable, that he cannot do anything against an attack. Like he cannot react to your attack. So for example, if Bowser is like, let's say like right here, let's say, this is your burst range. That means that you can do like an up air right here and he can't do anything about it. Does that make sense? Like it's unreactable for you to do an up air. And like he doesn't have anything that like will cover it. Like if you get the right angle. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So now here's the thing. So again, so I have committed double jump and there's only so far that I can go. And we've talked about that you don't really want to box with Bowser. You want to like out movement him, right? So here's the thing. What you want to do, probably, in order to be safe, is you want to get away from my threat range, like the range at which you can do that. But so just like wait, I'm trying to finish the thought. No, you're good. So again, if we look at like what my threat ranges are, is again the farthest I can go is about here, like forward. Farthest I can go back is about here. So what you can do is you can literally like just like use your movement, right, to like not be necessarily like directly under me, but just be using your movement and not be directly like in my range for me to like say forward air you or side B you or Bowser breath you, right? Again, you want to be using your movement. So here's the thing. So you blaster and you're an end lag from blaster, right? Now here's the thing. You're going into shield. But my question to you is, no, just like why? Okay, let's think about this. Why did you go into shield? What? I'm dropping in place. Like when I'm dropping in place, I can't really get any like forward momentum. Okay, so if you shield here, what are you? Okay, no, you're good. No, it's fine. Okay, look, if you shield here, let's think about what are you accomplishing? No, like, but like, it's a real question. Like, what are we accomplishing by shielding here? Now, sure, that means that what, like, you will not take damage, I guess, from me doing either a forward air if it would have reached or Bowser breath, and that's fine. But the problem is, you are actually not developing your own advantageous position in any way. If you were to use your movement, say you dash back, right? If you were to dash back, or if you were to jump like slightly back, now you can react to my landing option. And for example, in this case, it's Bowser breath. You can then jump in and punish my Bowser breath. If you shield here,
I just need to play more.
there is nothing you can do. Exactly, because putting like shielding is very good at one thing, which is blocking an attack. But shielding does not help you get an advantageous position. Does that make sense? So shielding in neutral, when you don't need to shield, is actually bad because you are giving up a chance to develop an advantageous position for yourself. Does that make sense? Okay. Okay. That's fine. Good.
I dash into your shield.
Yeah, you went into my burst range. And again, you're trying to get the run up grab, which it's just like it's gonna be tricky for you to do that. So again, it's something to you probably want to watch out for. Right here. So this was okay. Two things. Yes, actually yes. So here's the thing. There's this thing called Have you heard about I think it's called like A canceling.
A cancel. I heard of wave dash.
I think it's called is I think it's called A canceling. Smash Ultimate. Oh, you know what? Void. I think Void had a video on it. Lagless landing. I think this is what it is.
In Smash, there's primarily three
A landing.
options to land.
It's called A landing.
Throw on your charge.
Okay. It's called A landing. Here, I'll just link you this video so you can watch it later. Okay.
You said void bait?
Basically, this is a quick summary. A landing is if you do certain aerials as close to the ground as possible, you have like about a 2-frame window in which if you were to, like, as you're landing, if you were to do an air, because you're in tumble, right? Like, there's a problem. When you're, okay, so let's talk about this, actually. When you are in tumble, that means that if you hit the ground and you don't do anything, you're going to be in a tech situation, right? You're going to, like, fall flat unless you tech, right? Unless, of course, you do an option to get out of tumble. The different actions you can do to get out of tumble are, of course, jump, air dodge, and an aerial, right? Or a B move, right? So it's actually very, very understandable that you went for a jump because you're trying to get out of tumble. That makes sense. But there's better ways for you to get out of tumble. Now here, I'm actually very far away from you and I'm in a little bit of lag, so I'm not going to be able to immediately get to you. You could have not, okay, so yes, that is an option. You could have neutral tech and that would have been fine, but better than that, there's two better options than that. You could have done an aerial, for example, a forward air, but even better than an aerial is what's called a landing. If you do certain aerials, which I know Wolf, I'm like 99% sure, like Wolf's neutral air and maybe his forward air are like fit into this. If you do an aerial within like 2 frames of landing, it'll put you out of tumble, and the aerial won't come out, which means that you won't have any end lag. So you will literally like land with 0 lag.
That video in green kind of land.
Yes, it's called lagless landing, and it covers what's called a landing. Again, a landing is literally using an aerial within 2 frames of landing, and it puts you out of tumble.
Okay.
Cool. So that would have been your best option to reset neutral here. But instead, so you jump, and now this is going to be an awkward position for you. Now here's the thing. This is still okay. What you needed to do is you need to do back air to cover yourself. Retreating back air is super hard for people to whiff punish. So you're retreating, just throw out a back air.
I retreat and I see you approach.
Yes. Good air dodge. Though even better than the directional air dodge there would have been neutral air dodge. So right here, you did directional air dodge, neutral air dodge is better. Yeah, neutral air dodge is less laggy than directional air dodge, and you keep your fast fall momentum, so that means you land on the ground faster. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I kind of just like
Yeah, you see how you hovered because you did directional air dodge. Directional air dodge slows you down a ton. And again, that's why it's easier to punish directional air dodge than neutral air dodge. Especially if you're doing a fast fall neutral air dodge. Okay? Let me check. I do think it's a little early, but it's not the worst. Yeah, yeah, because your jump is a timing mix-up essentially. You think of it as a resource, right? No, you're good.
I probably should have just. We should have just done this.
No, it's all good, bro. I mean, I thought you said tomorrow was impossible anyway.
I thought it was at first because I have a party, but
Oh, I see.
I think it's actually.
Okay.
It's like a.
Hmm. Mm-hmm. Also, there most tourneys are up north if you're
I
interested in
know there was
tourneys.
one really big one that they were all talking about that was up north, but it's like because I like this one because there's actually like it's I guess chill.
No, yeah, you're right about that. Though there
I
are
like
some benefits to some of the up north tournaments. Like they have Division 2 brackets, which means that
um,
like if you go like 0-2 or 1-2, you get into a bracket with all the people that went 1-2 and 1-2, and so you get more experience, more matches, and people that are going to be like more on your skill level usually. Um, though I don't know if you probably wouldn't be going 0-2 or 1-2. I'm not sure.
the best I've done at those at our tournament was the one at which the
Hmm.
best I've ever done was 3-2.
Okay, that's not bad though. That's pretty good.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I do think you jump a little early. And
I
then
will flash this out.
yeah,
Gotcha.
and then even the wolf flash, you could have spaced it better, right? Because you went above ledge.
Just not being patient.
Yeah, and like you had a roll habit
Yeah,
these
I
two
got you.
games.
I got you. Yeah.
Okay. And again, you see that like
Should
it's
just
just
use Lair Dodger or just
so
parry.
so here's the thing. So you get caught jumping into this. You could have look, here's the thing. Honestly, you could have directional air dodged, but not towards me. Like towards the ground, like right here towards the edge of the stage, or even towards ledge. You can even do that. It's pretty safe, honestly, especially at your percent. Again, the problem with directional air dodging towards me is like you're right there. You're right there for me. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Gotcha.
but like you see that. Like, here's the thing. Imagine you had done directional air dodged right here. I can't do anything about that. I don't have anything that's fast enough that reaches. So, okay, cool. Yeah, again, the roll habit. I'm just reading the roll habit at this point. Okay, cool. You're going past. This is fine. Forward air, good. Yep, it's fine. Great, great, great. Yep, good,
Like one of the
great. That was ooh. You dropped shield too early. You can just confidently shield the whole thing, and you can always punish it out of shield. Just don't drop shield too early.
I got into the habit of always trying to parry the last hit.
It's not necessary. It's not.
It's just it's so cool. I just think it's me and my friend we play Ryu and Ken.
Yeah.
We just love him just down. So we just
No.
try
That
to parry.
that's fair. The
It's dumb, but it's
yeah.
just
The only reason you should try to parry that is to get a kill with F smash or down smash. That's the only reason. Because you can up smash that out of shield. You up smash goes through shield drop frames. So up smash is gonna be your like okay. I don't know. I don't know if you already know this, but again, so you know how like dropping shield is 11 frames. If you do an up smash out of shield, it doesn't. It bypasses the 11 frames of shield drop.
yeah. Well,
So
yeah,
you
up smash
just
out of shield,
up smash,
B out of shield,
grab,
grab.
and that's it.
Most of the arrows.
Well, aerials you have to do your frame 3 jump squat. So you're bypassing that, but you're adding the frame 3 jump squat. Yeah, cool. So yeah, the only reason to parry that is to get a smash attack. But again, you can still up smash that. You can still grab that. And you don't need to parry. Again, so you're getting like this is a common situation of you are getting caught in your dash dance. See, again, it's like I'm approaching you.
And I should have.
You need to like either again use your movement with platform, or by the way, right here, honestly, you could have dash attacked. You could have rolled past me.
He has a good grab, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't say grab though, because grab's gonna be too like low. Like dash attack, anti-airs. So you could have done dash attack. You could have done an up tilt. You could have done a roll past. But yeah, you're getting a little bit caught in your dash dances, so you just gotta watch out for that, and use more like again like you want to use your movement in a way that gets outside of my threat zone.
I basically just dash dance when I'm trying to decide what I want to do.
Okay.
Like, that's
Roll
probably a bad habit.
roll habit. Roll habit gets caught. You see, like you've been rolling every time from ledge. Hey, that worked out. Hey, I'll you take it. Good laser. Good. That's good. This is like good movement. Good. Good. That's great. That's exactly how you want to be doing that. That's fine. You went for a read, would have killed. That's fine. Great. Uh-huh. Yep, good. Went for a big read. It's fine though. It's safe. It's safe because like your F smash doesn't really have and lag, and like like if you read the roll, that would have been good. You have to be careful there. Ooh, scary. I think you're reading a roll. It's still kind of scary though. Oh, misspaced. Super high misspaced. Yeah, I should have upbeat that. Okay. That's fine-ish. The spacing was a little questionable on it. Like it's like I don't mind the option. It's just the execution was off on it. That should have been a forward air probably.
From everything you're saying, do you think I would fit better in another certain character? Because
Look, there are easier characters than Wolf if that's what you're asking. Mario's not necessarily
I
easy.
know Mario's easy at the beginning, but it's super hard.
Yes, exactly.
Super hard.
Yes.
But, like,
You don't want to play Lucina?
I mean, I tried playing Lucina at first, but it was just like at the beginning of Smash, I played a lot of Lucina.
Uh-huh.
But something that I enjoy in this game is like honestly having at least like one decent kill confirmed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for
And,
sure.
like with Wolf, like I like the Wolf flash combos, like
Yes.
landing, like 2 forward airs into a back air. And then
Yes.
flash, or, like, one
For sure.
forward air. Like those are just so cool. And I love doing.
For sure.
Or like with Mega Man, like I like doing like the metal blades, the up tilt, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's like and Lucina just don't have like any of those for the most part.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's just like some like personal enjoyment.
Yeah, no, I feel that. Look, man, this game's hard no matter who you play. True. True.
It's also like pretty easy. Same thing with Peach.
Sure. Okay. Okay. No, you're good. Look, every character in this game is like, they all have their
I mean, I know this is like
the things that are.
complex fighting.
Yes, exactly.
It's a complex fighting.
Exactly. So. Yeah.
I
Okay.
thought I had to jump at that point.
Yeah. I
It's
feel that.
just-
Okay. So I'm gonna stop streaming. Oh, why did I stop streaming? Oh, right, because we needed to review the VOD. Anyway.
Alright, but no, like main takeaways.
Mhm.
Stop dropping shield. Or
It-
stop, entering shield and then just dropping shield.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll give you a quick recap. So Shield more ledge to ledge trap, correct. In neutral, don't shield if you don't have to. In neutral, do not shield drop that often unless you have a very clear reason to shield drop, because shield dropping is 11 frames and it's going to
So
be laggier
if I can
than
shot,
doing.
I'll smash it. But that will probably.
That's going to be like a shield parry, really. Yeah, or yeah, I mean that's usually going to be a shield parry. Like usually you almost never want a shield drop in this game. I'm going to be real, unless you get a shield parry. Um it's very rare you want to do a shield drop. You usually want to like jump.
Don't you shield drop in order to parry?
Yes, but that's my point. Like if you're
Unless you
getting
think you have a parry.
if you're getting a shield parry, then it's fine. But then my point is, if you're not getting a shield parry, there's very few reasons to shield drop. Some characters can do it. Wolf can do it. Like if you're gonna do an F tilt, sometimes you can shield drop, but that's gonna be pretty much the only reason you want to shield drop as Wolf.
And I
It's gonna be like an F tilt.
Way too, like, frame perfect to actually straight up run.
It's not always. It's just gonna depend on like your opponent's options. But I mean, that is getting a little bit more like into some like set play kind of stuff. And what I mean by that is like, okay, there is a legitimate reason to do, say, a Wolf F tilt versus, say, a Wolf neutral air or forward air. The main reason would be like if you know that your opponent is going to approach you and like low profile your aerial. And but you could stuff them out with an F tilt. Like that is the reason you would want to shield drop an F tilt. Or again, like, or if like let's say they do a directional air dodge and well no, you could cover that with an aerial. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be kind of niche. Most of the time, you're probably gonna want to go for an aerial, but sometimes you could do an F tilt because F tilt covers the ground really well. That's gonna be, I think, one of the main reasons. Yeah, other than using F tilt in some of these like situations where you're trying to stuff someone out, I think there's very few reasons you want to be just dropping shield as opposed to like jumping, or like rolling. So yeah, does that make sense? Okay.
Let's go again.
Yeah. Um, Let me think. Where's the other habits? Oh yeah, you need to be careful with your directional air dodges, especially the high ones. You need to be careful with jumping early off stage. You need to be careful.
Save my jump. Got it.
Yes.
Or go low, then jump. Well,
Yeah.
for the most part.
Yeah. It just depends on